my name is Nyimbi Odero. I'm the advisor on innovation and digitization at the Ministry of ICT. I'm currently leading the design of AJIRA, the General Intelligence System, which is intended to help create work in Kenya. On the general precept that if work is uniquely suited to Kenyans and only suited to people in Kenya, then it's only Kenyans who can do it, and it's unlikely to flee. So part of what we observed is that of the 2,000 languages, odd, that are spoken in Africa, the total number that have machine-based translation is very small, maybe an odd 60 or 70. That's if you combine Bing and Google and everybody else that's doing a major task on this. Which means that for the rest of the 2,000 languages, there's no way to actually intercommunicate. And with the emergence of a single digital market, it becomes imperative that we create the capacity to machine translate between languages. And this is done by training, I suppose in the very loosest sense, a machine learning capability to perform this action. Though we are more ambitious about what services machine learning can actually deliver to Kenyans and Africans and underrepresented peoples. I don't know if any of you has done this experiment. Go to translate.bing.com. Okay, now look at the languages. You see auto-detect. Count the number of African languages.
Swahili, and if we agree with Afrikaans, that will be
two African languages.
made up.
Two languages. But then I want you to have a look. Find out if they've got Welsh or Gaelic or
Yes.
Georgian.
Yes. Welsh is there.
Let me put it like this. Welsh is spoken by 3 million people.
Swahili is spoken by 400 million.
The Swahili nation.
So, look, 3 million people speak Welsh. Eh? You can check this on Wikipedia, it's very easy to do. That's a wonderful thing. Nobody can fib you about any of this stuff. But look, just north of us here, in Ethiopia, are the Oromo. There are 30 million. The government is encouraging the building of AJIRA so that we can do machine translation for all 2,000 African languages. Eh? And here's the beauty of this. In order to train machine learning, we've got to have a labeled data set, right? And guess who are the people who can speak Teso? Only the Tesos. The only people who can speak Meru. So if you must pay somebody to do Meru translation, you're 100% guaranteed that person is here. So if you're creating 10 or 20,000 jobs in Meru to do this, it is in Kenya. The only people who speak African languages are Africans. The only people who can translate or who can help train a translation capability are Africans. So that work is going to be done by Africans, which means that we uniquely address African challenges by creating uniquely African work. And this is a one-off that we need to take advantage of. On the other hand, AI, I think, and I might be grievously mistaken, but I think that there will initially, as in every revolution, be some upset in the economic order. There might be loss of work in some domains. There will be creation of work in other domains. But like in most of these instances, it's going to get rough and rocky before it becomes smooth. And we need to prepare for the rough and rocky bit by realistically projecting forward, by creating social and economic cushions for our people, and by investing and leveraging some of these technological advances early. Take, for instance, the shortage of medical doctors in Kenya. It takes 7 years to train a doctor. It takes weeks to train a computer, assuming it is only computing power. But once it's trained, you can have as many copies or as many points of access as you possibly need. So it is very possible for us to move from a shortage of doctors to an adequate number of medical service providers through the medium of computers. So while the opportunity actually exists, again, for us to leapfrog into the future and transform our environment by aggressively, cleverly, and consciously leveraging these technologies as they emerge. And that's not the only thing we can see. We can see how the absence of roads can be alleviated by drones and how that can smooth out supply chains. We can see how the remoteness of parts of our continent need not become an existential risk, or it need not become a bad thing to be from a rural area. We're going to natively build the capacity, the capability, the technology, the people, the processes, and the data. And I'm sure we will build the correct legislative, policy, and process environment to ensure that we're not just data points in somebody else's machine learning algorithm. We are going to take charge of our destiny and our future ourselves.